Hello, Gun Nation. Big Johnson coming at you. All right, I get asked all the time, hey, what are some guns that you don't show very much or that you really like but you don't shoot very much? You know, give us insight on them or show them or whatever. So this is it. These are guns that I really like, and I'll tell you why, but I just really don't shoot them very much. So let's get into it. All right. Some of y'all have probably all seen this. This is my Glock 19X. As far as a Glock, this is my favorite Glock, especially in my collection. But I had it built up, it doesn't even look like a Glock 19X. It doesn't say even Glock anywhere on the gun anymore. So it's all been kind of ground off or sanded off and done like I wanted it to look. So some things that it has on it. It's got some custom stippling, border. I did keep the tang because I have large hands. This is a Glock 19X, and my finger goes all the way down to the tang. My hands do, even with a double undercut. So I have huge hands, and that tab keeps my finger on there. I cannot shoot a regular Glock 19. My hands just don't fit, and even the Glock 45. Other Glocks, this is my favorite, honestly, because of this tab. It helps keep my finger on there. And of course, if you had a magwell, I could put a magwell in here and crunch it all up on here, to kind of keep it on there. But, this one works really well. I did have some little steps molded in here. You can probably see those little gas pedals. So you can put your thumb up there. It's really nice. Got them on both sides. So you can put your finger here, for your target or for your target finger or trigger finger. Had a top cut put in it. It does have the cylindrical barrel. It does have the, what comp is this? It is the Harrington Arms comp, and it works really well. It's the HC9. Great comp. I've got videos where this thing's slow motion shooting, and it's unbelievably flat. I did have serrations put all the way here, all the way on the top. Really like the serrations, so you can do, like the press checks here. Y'all are familiar with that. Does have the Apex Freedom trigger in it. Does have the Hive extension here, so that works really well. Do like that. Does have Ameriglow sights. They do not co-witness, so there's that. Have the old Holosun 507K on here, and it works great. Y'all can see it there. So there's that. And I do prefer the beaver tail because I will get slide bite from a Glock. It'll chew my hand apart. So I always run the beaver tail, but I had this one completely molded in, so it can't ever be taken off. So I'm not going to get rid of this gun. I love this gun for a Glock, and there you go. So there's one. If you haven't seen it, you might enjoy it or whatever. Like I said, it shoots great, and it's a Glock. It runs. So here's another one, FN 509. Some people are like, why the hell do you have this? We don't ever see it, blah, blah, blah. This is not the tactical version. This one was built to become the tactical version. This started out as a plain 509, and it was turned into this. So I had the slide cut for the Holosun or the RMR, of course. I added the FN black suppressor sights, so there's that. Let's see. There is your Holosun right there. Works fine. It's 507K. This is an older model as well. You'll notice it doesn't have the battery tray in it. These do have the Shake Awake. This one has the Legion Precision comp. Works great. No problem. The barrel is an Apex, and this one is their fluted barrel. Threaded, of course, and this is the Apex barrel. Does have the Apex trigger. It has all the Apex guts in it. Extractor, firing pin, everything in here is Apex. So y'all know that I've worked with Apex for quite a long time. Really enjoy their products. No issues or anything like that. You can see it does say Apex 9mm right there on the barrel hood, barrel shroud. But great shooting gun. The trigger, if you're looking for an Apex trigger for an FN, it changes it drastically. Really nice trigger. There's your take up. Makes it much, much better. So basically what I always used to say is, have you apexed your effin, or effin, your, apexed your effin. But, and I do have the back strap on here, of course. Do have the long boys. And we'll get into that one in a minute. But can't say enough about this gun. Did have it done kind of in a, brushed, battle-worn silver, I guess you could say, just to make it a little different. The trigger's kind of a goldish, but, just wanted it to kind of stand out a little bit. I like to make my guns my own, so that's what I did. Love the rail on here also. But there is this one. So we'll stand these up over here. Now let's get into this one. Why do I have this one? If you haven't seen it, this is the FN S9. So everybody's like, why the hell do you have an FN S9? This thing is way better than any stock Glock. It was kind of the originator of the Glock 19X. There's a 19X. This first started it. This one holds 17+1 in this one. Most of your Glocks are, 19s or 15+1, and then you had to get the Glock 17 to have the 17+1. But why do I like this one? Why haven't I not milled this one for a dot? I kept this one stock because as far as when I shoot irons, I really enjoy this gun. It shoots tremendously. Love it. It's got the, if you know anything about the FNs, this one has the thin performance, a precision barrel. That's why they were made that way. And all of them all FNs come with, you could probably see it down in there, they all come with polished feed ramps from the factory. They have the thin barrel. I'm not muzzling myself, but they call this the precision barrel, or the precision barrel. And the texture is really good. I mean, I've really enjoyed this. So back in the day, I was like, why get a Glock and you get plastic sights and you get a shitty trigger and you get all this other stuff? You got a half-ass rail on a Glock, and I needed the longer grip. So this is what I went with way back in the day, and I've kept it ever since. It does have the Ameriglow, I think they're called the Spartan sights. I actually really enjoy these sights. Super bright, work really well. And this is just a great gun, great shooting gun. Now, the trigger was okay, and you can see I've got those big hands. There it is right there. I don't have that tab that I was talking about, but I can get my full hand on the FN. So, or the FNS. But I like this little step, these front serrations are kind of half-assed, but you can still press check it. And if you were going to mill it, then you would have this weird step back here. That's why I've never milled this gun. But I love it. And the ambidextrous, the only thing that sucks is when you push your mag well, or your mag release, it pushes it out on the other side, if you can see that. So if you've got it in your hand right here, and you're changing mags, you kind of got to pull your finger away, or I do, so it doesn't mess up my mag change. So if you've got a really good grip on here and you push this, you got to kind of release, or I do because of my hand size. But there's with the mag on, there, and look at that now. So there's my little, lock in right there. It's with the mag. But really enjoy the FNS9. I think it's a very underrated gun back in the day. Now this trigger is the Apex trigger. Makes it so much better, as I just showed with the other Apex. Can't go wrong with an Apex trigger and an FN if you can get one in it. But there you go. These are some guns that I don't shoot very much, but I still love and will never get rid of. But I appreciate y'all watching. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, anything like that, please let me know. And remember, an unarmed nation's a very weak nation, so we all got to carry on.